loud. And now I'm going to mute the beautiful people. Mute. Hello, and welcome to Nigel's Wicked Workouts. It's a Thursday, and a Thursday means it's a core day, followed by Nimbly Bimbly. We're going to return back to some fantastic basics. We're going to do the Stu McGill Big Three to get us kicked off just here. So, get yourself nice and cozy on your mat. Start with a nice big stretch for me, please. Push those toes away, arms above the head, and stretch and reach. Stretch and reach. And bring the knees up. Give them a bit of a circle first, just to warm up the lower back. So slightly change direction. Or you might be aware of a little bit of the soreness from yesterday from death by squats. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the Stu McGill crunch. One leg goes down, one hand goes into the lower back, one hand goes to the temple. As I lift myself up, now you can support the head if your neck isn't too happy with this. So as we lift up, I lift up, but my hand doesn't depress into my lower back. That's the purpose here, is to teach the abdominal wall to flex and not lose lumbar curvature. One more. Change sides. I know I'm working hard. When I get to the top of the movement, I've got this little shake going on. One more. And down. Good. Turn over. The side plank. So nice long stride. I fold this towel, this mat over because I've got a bony elbow and I don't like it being painful. Lift ourselves up and then hold. Pull the belly button in, and as always, we breathe behind the brace. The 3 Bs. Solid. It's this lower oblique that's fighting hold and control. We can take this hand up if we want to, and if you want to increase it again, we can take this leg up to here. Your call, here or there, wherever you feel you want to work, but stay braced, stay in control. 3, 2, 1, on your bum, fling those legs around. Three, 2, 1, up, hold, engage. Lovely. Stacking the shoulders, maintaining this brace. Have a little poke around on an oblique. I can feel mine's on. Right in between the rib and the hip, that's the muscle that we're training. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Roll it out. Onto all fours, please. So, time for our bird dog. So it's opposing limbs. I'm going to do my right hand and my left leg. Brace the core and extend. Control that back, nice and steady. And it's this transition. There should be no change in position. Transition. One more. Flip it back down, into the crunch. Hand into the lower back, foot goes down, hand either behind the head or into the temple. And again, that hand's just there to give you some feedback to make sure that the lower back doesn't crush the hand. Deep breath in, exhale, and cough. And down. Lovely. The more you do this, the better you get at keeping that gap in the lower back. One more. Down, change. 3, 2, 1. Just supporting my head ever so slightly. One more. Sit yourself up. Side oblique. Elbow down. Make the body as straight as you can. Lift up, brace and hold. Breathe behind the bracing. You know what you're doing. There we go. Increase and add if you wish to, or decrease and take away if you want to. But just make sure that the chest is up and the shoulder blades are together, so we're stacking the shoulders on top of each other. One more. Flip around. And elevate and hold. So I'm wearing my Christmas present from my father-in-law's partner. It's a cycling top, it's got pockets in the back, but it's really comfy, so I'm not wearing that. I like it, give it some more use. Long sleeved, so it's for the autumn. At 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can keep this here, rolled over, if you're struggling with your wrists a little bit, just to reduce that range of motion. 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then lengthen. Bring it back. Good. The idea is you should be able to see yourself in the camera because you don't want your arms and limbs any higher than the body. And then just lengthen. Strong in the core, or maybe you can't see yourself. Stay braced. One more. Lovely. Lie down flat on your front, please. Just here. We're going to go back to those fantastic Supermans that we were playing with the other day. Opposing limbs. Right hand, left leg, make a fist, and then elevate, hold, and down. Change, hold, and then down. It's like a hot lizard. Lifting those limbs up on hot sand. One more. Good. Whew. Power yourself up onto all fours, please. Cat-cow, with a big emphasis on when you get to the top of the cat, you've blown every last bit of air out of your body. Here we go. Breathe it in. And out. Hold, hold, hold. Squeeze it in. So this is training your TVA, transverse abdominis. Contracting and expanding. Breathing in. And out. And in. And out. And in. Last time. Breathe out. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Cat, cat, cat. And down. Onto your front again. Into the Supermans, hot lizards. I've got lots of names for these. Opposing limbs. 3, 2, 1. Lift and control. One more. Good. Cat-cow. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And out. Again. And out. Last time, breathe out. And onto your back, please. We're going to do some focused lower abdominal work here. Get your shoulder blades together, hands down nice and flat. So feet are flat as well. Brace your abdominals. Isolate so there's no movement in the lower back either. Nice and strong. You're just going to lift one and control it down. Other one and control it down. Now, you can just place your fingers on those hip bones, because what we're really looking for here is that there's no movement in those hip bones. One more. Legs down flat. Now, same sort of thing. There's no movement on these hip bones, and we're going to bring the knee in. Control it out nice and steady. Change. Control. Breathe in. And control. No movement. Stay engaged and braced through the core. Again. Precise, controlled, near robotic-based movements. Charging up the abdominal wall. Building abdominal wall strength, lower abdominal strength, so you have to stabilize and protect the lower back. Bring one leg in, hold. Now bring the next leg in. Now I'm going to alternate these two. Legs, hands down flat. Out. There we go. You're bracing. Remember, you're breathing behind the bracing. 3 Bs. That's it. Stay strong. Bring your focus into your lower back. It's not moving. Ooh, this is a challenge. Come on. One more. Down, nice work. We're going to go back to our wonderful spinal mobility here. So we're going to tilt the pelvis, bridge up nice and high, one at a time, lowering down. And tilt the pelvis. Tilt, elevate, control. There we go. Again, tilt, elevate, high, go, hold, control down. Yeah, and again. One more. And down. Okay, take those legs back up into the air, please. Pull the belly button in, brace it nice and solid, extending one leg at a time again, second set. Extend, retract, extend, retract, extend, and retract. Stay strong. One more, please. And down. It's burning, it's charged up, it's a great feeling. Okay, back to that beautiful spinal mobility. Tilt the pelvis, lift one vertebrae off at a time. Again, it just seems like such an innocuous movement. Layer one vertebrae down individually till we get to the bottom, and then we tilt out. We tilt back. But I've noticed, since I've been consistently doing spinal mobility, that the quality of my cat-cow gets better. So I'll just remind you of the reasons for this. When we have flat spots in our spine where the spine is immobilized, so you have 2 or 3 vertebrae that have locked. When they do that, the vertebrae below or above do excessive work. Does that make sense? When we twist and bend, all the vertebrae should evenly share the work. But because we do desk-based work, or, we just isolate ourselves and don't move, certain vertebrae lock because they are being asked to do repetitive work. And control down. And down. So one of the essential parts of Pilates is spinal mobility. And I'm not a Pilates instructor, certified instructor, I've just nicked some stuff. But I understand the concepts behind it, that to create good spinal movement, you need to be focused on spinal mobility. And I really like how that goes hand in hand a lot with yogic-based movements. And again, I'm not a yoga instructor, I just do yoga. But yoga is a lot of strength-based stuff, whereas this is solely the class, the Nimbly Bimbly is just mobility, stretching. 3, 2, 1. Stay where you are, please. Hands down, nice and flat. Legs apart on your mat, shoulder blades together. Close your eyes. And before we start the stretch, just take a few moments to take some big deep breaths into your stomach. Let your belly rise. And again. Keep breathing. One more beautiful, big, deep breath. Good. Bring the legs together. Pull one knee up. Clasp your hands around that knee. And then gently guide that knee into your shoulder. There we go. So Nimbly Bimbly has begun. We now have 30 minutes solely focused to just stretching your bodies. And I like this sequence. I like the sequence of engaging my core, bracing it, lightly switching those muscles on, nothing too crazy, followed by 30 minutes worth of stretch work. Some of the principles I do follow with stretch, and you've heard me talk about it before, is I'm conscious of stretching both sides of the body, all elements of the body. It's easy when we stretch, just to stretch out the posterior chain. It feels good, like stretch your hamstrings, your glutes, your back. But it's of vital importance that we always focus on the opposing muscles or the opposing fascial lines at the front of the body, the anterior line. Posterior line of fascia, anterior line of fascia. Pull that knee, guide it into the shoulder a little bit more. Both need equal stretching. Sometimes your anterior line needs more, especially if you're bent over a desk or sit on the couch or locked down in front of Netflix. Whatever it is you do, whatever it is. Ooh, I can just feel something releasing, and then my hips just go, okay, off you go. And just allow me to pull that knee into the shoulder a bit more. Change sides. Push down. Or gentle initially. For some reason, I'm a little bit tighter in my hamstring on this side, and a bit in my adductor as well. Good. Bring the other knee in. Good. Feet down flat, hands wide. Feet should be shoulder width apart. No, actually, a little bit wider. I'm going to slowly allow both knees to fall down. So we get a little bit of internal rotation on the other hip. Push them down, lift them up, allow them to go down to the other side. Just feeling where you feel the tightness. Change over. Be really gentle, just letting gravity encourage those knees down. And again. Perfect. Back up again. Centered with both feet. Place the ankle on top of the knee. And we're going to get a bit of a glute stretch here. Sometimes just by pushing on that knee, that's enough. Or you can go through and grip onto the back of the hamstring. Now I'm going to use my extra elbow there just to apply a touch of force on my leg. Breathe. It's my intention that our stretches are a mindful experience. We were focused and drawing your focus inward. Again, it's handy to be able to recognize thoughts that pop into your brain and gently push them aside, flick them away. Just bring your thought process into what we're doing right now. Take the foot down, keep the ankle where it is. We're going to do that rotational stretch with the foot in place, or stretching it over. There we go. Be really gentle. We're not forcing it. Just encouraging this knee down. And we've got some fantastic breathing occurring. Big, deep breaths into your diaphragm. So all you're thinking about right now, just those big, deep breaths. Good. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of releasing, surrendering to the muscles. And then little muscles just switch off and let it occur. If you force it, they fight. If you're gentle and you encourage, they let go. And it's on the exhale. I feel such a difference when I'm gentle with these stretches. In my mind, I want to drive it down hard, but that's not going to help me. I'm just nice and gently encouraging. And I can feel this area into my lower back, top of my hip. My sacral iliac is getting a nice little stretch. I feel something going on in my bicep on this side. That's the mindful aspect of what we're doing. Bringing your focus into what's occurring with your body. Beautiful. Ease out of that. Whoa. Take it down. Change over for me, please. First stretch is just push down on the knee. Second stretch, thread the needle, bring it up. Whoa. Get that external rotational stretch on the other side. foot goes down, hand goes out. Gently, gently, let that go down. Good. Okay, I'm going to start talking about a concept that I'm not very good at. And I suppose I'm doing this mostly for me. When we stretch, what occurs, and again, I'll remind everybody again, muscles don't get tight or short. Fascia sticks to the muscle and it doesn't slide. That's the essence of what tightness is. Fascia enshrouds the muscle, goes over it, it's like cellophane. And it keeps, there's different types of fascia that go throughout the body. There's fascia that goes through your heart, the lungs, it's everywhere. It's the connective tissue throughout the entire body. There are 12 main lines of movement fascia that coincidentally work with the 12 chakra points. It's very interesting how all these lines work with Eastern medicine. And the release points are very similar to the chakra points as well for the fascia. It's uncanny. And so when we stretch these lines of fascia, which is essentially what I'm doing right now, I'm stretching a spiral line of fascia throughout my body. There are threads through my ribs, through my hip. As soon as I've completed the stretch, the way to maintain your fascia is to hydrate yourself. 3, 2, 1, ease out. Stretch. So tissue holds fluid. And so if you're dehydrated and you're stretching, the muscle isn't going to release very well inside the fascia. And afterwards, it's just going to stick again. So a hydration protocol is imperative that it works hand in hand with a mobility program. In fact, the converse could also be true. So let's say you want to increase your fluid intake, but you're doing no extra stretching. The fluid's got nowhere to go. So you're just going to piss it out. 3, 2, 1. And down. Onto your side, please. And put your hand on your arm. Put your hand in front. And we're going to start doing some thoracic mobility just here by taking some huge big circles. So almost point with the finger and keep the finger close to the ground. And then you are making a big circle all the way around and back. Wow. Keep going. Perhaps it won't stay in contact with the ground. And I've tried drinking water without doing stretching before. I'd be like a racehorse. So this is a stretch for just around the shoulder blade. It's a mobilizing movement. Around. Big circle, making the circle as wide as you possibly can. And again. Now, I want you to stop at the sticking point, the point at which it feels, for me, it's here. So you might be off the ground, and I just want you to just find that sticking point, or where you feel the most intense stretch, and just relax into it a little bit. Now, the greatest thing that you could do for yourself, I think is even more important than just a regular exercise, is that when you hydrate properly before and after a stretch session, that fluid's got somewhere to go. You've opened up the tissue, and then you can flood that tissue by the power of osmosis. I don't know, made that up. Just like saying it. You can flush, and then that fluid, that tissue will accept the fluid. So like I said, mobility, keep going with this hand. Whoa. Oh, I can feel some good bicep stuff right through here. Ugh. Slowly sit yourself up. We're going to do that T-spine mobility on the other side now. Hand, start here, going around. Whoa, this side ain't so good. Whoa, clink, crack, bang. So, and I've also noticed, if I drink a ton of water after a workout, like a hard workout, I won't be as sore because the fascia won't stick down to the muscle. There we go. So you can't just start drinking more water. You'll flush out your electrolytes. You've got to be doing something to your body to encourage it to accept the water. It doesn't just go into your water storage area because you ain't got one. You haven't got like a little tank that holds water. As soon as water goes into your body, it's processed. We hold water in the spleen, hold blood in the spleen. But then water is stored in the cells. Because when you sweat, it comes out of your skin everywhere. It's coming out from the closest area. Go around, go around, go around, go around, go around, go around. Oh. There's the sticky point for me. Relax into it. Relax, relax, relax. Keep going. And around. Ooh. Grab a drink of water if you need to. Ooh. I think I will. As I talk about fluid, it makes me thirsty. And then pop yourself down onto your front, please. Hands underneath your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Slowly. Lift up. You could be getting a pinch in your lower back, but ideally it's in your abdominal wall. And down. And again. And down. One more. And down. Grip hold of those ankles. Push your feet into your hands. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And get that wonderful big stretch through the chest, through the shoulder. And release. Whew. Knees together, toes apart. Sit yourself down into your child pose and stretch. And pull yourself out. Then you can roll your mat if you've got wrist issues, or you can keep it flat. Pick it up, and we're going to go into that wonderful calf stretch. So pump them both a couple of times. And then focus on one. Really try and push that heel back, encouraging this calf to open up. Change. Okay. Just 1 foot up and down. There we go. Straighten myself up into a beautiful pigeon. How's your pigeon feeling? As always, gently in this place. Trying to encourage the foot to go down. Mine don't, but that's okay. Yours might. I'm not going to force it. And put it to sleep. Breathe. You can stay there, or you can go for the quad stretch. Your call. This is, I think, the most advanced quad stretch I do out of anything. I can feel it through the front of my hip, into my ribs, all the way down my quad. And I like it because it's more of an emphasis on the outside, which is, for me, needs a little bit more of a stretch. Release. Oh. Pump those again a couple of times. Leg goes up. And in we go. Just find that comfortable position initially. That's mine. Certainly not at 90 degrees, but it's a good angle. And I'm just trying to push that back leg behind me. And then I'm going to take it down to my elbows. That's good for this side. I don't think I need to go any lower. If you want to place your hands here or stretch out, you can do. That's a bit too intense for my hip. So it's an interesting observation. I started doing yoga a couple of years ago, and it was clearly the first time I'd ever regularly stretched. I'd do like a cursory stretch following a workout, but that's about it. And I always had cranky knees, and then I was surprised at how much it improved my lower back and my knees. I'm like, well, something's working. And then when I did the lockdown last year, I noticed that when I started, my knees would protest throughout every workout, and then towards the end of the workout, they'd warm up and they'd feel okay. But then as I progressed through the 2 months, I noticed that not only did the knee pain go away, but they felt stronger and better right at the beginning of the workout. And that's never happened to me. Workouts have always been a bit, I just thought, oh, I've got crappy knees, whatever. And it really was just mobility. There's nothing wrong with the joints, just tightness. It's the regular stretching the hips, hamstrings, quads regularly for extended periods of time, relaxing. I mean, do you ever sit in a stretch 2 minutes? No, like 10 seconds. And it's here where we develop the length, but also sometimes, especially for me, I noticed that I'm not getting any more mobile in my hamstrings and my quads, but I'm able to do a lot of cycling and leg work, and I'm not getting knee pain. So the stretching stops the fascia from welding itself down through usage. Breathe. If you want to, bring it up, go into that quad stretch. So if I've been on my bicycle for a few hours, I might do a little stretch afterwards. I might. But what occurs following in the next 24 hours is that the fascia then sticks down to the muscle. And then it starts to get tighter, and then the muscle gets weaker. So through regular stretching and hydration protocols, we're able to flush that fluid, open the fascia up, make the muscle slide inside. It maintains its strength, and then we don't allow it to get tighter. And it's, when I first learned to be a personal trainer, and they were like, yeah, stretching is really important. I'm like, no, it's not. Said the words of a 20-something-year-old, 20-year-old. Stretching's for the birds. No, I'm 45. It's like, yeah, stretching, I need that. Lots of it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oof. Oh, crikey. Give them a couple of bangs. Wonderful. We've done a ton of hip work here. Breathe in, go down. You should find now that we've opened up a lot of the hip, that your ability to go down into this hamstring stretch is remarkable. It should be remarkable. Good. Try and pull that toe towards you, just to floss out that line. Push the toe away, towards, toe away, towards, away, towards. Relax, and then go down again a little bit further. Breathing. And then in between lockdown finishing first time and then starting up again, I noticed that I would do some online yoga. I would occasionally do my own stretch. And then I started to get wonky knees again. Not as bad as they were before, because I was doing a little bit. But yoga alone doesn't do it for me. I need these extended periods of stretching. So even in the yoga classes, we're not holding these as long. There's a lot of strength involved in it, which is good, it's a workout, but I save those for other days. I like to be just focused on releasing and relaxing. I suppose it would be close to what's called a yin yoga class, where you can hold stretches up to 7 minutes. And back, change. Find that point first. Toe towards and push it away. Towards and away. Oh, this side's not as tight for me. And feel it at the same spot. Although weirdly, if I'm track cycling and I get cramp, it's always in this calf and this hamstring. I have no idea why. Something biomechanical is occurring. Push it away. And then now, we've flossed out that fascial line. You should find that you can just easily go into that stretch a little bit further. Breathe. I think a big part of why I'm so keen to make these classes long term and successful is because I have no confidence in myself to do these stretches by myself. I need an appointment. I need people doing it with me. I need you to make me do this. Ease out. Together. I lie, actually. I do like doing these stretches only under certain circumstances. In the morning, through the months of May to the beginning of October, when there's sunshine on my deck in the morning. And it has to be the right temperature and there has to be sunshine. As soon as I've lost that sunshine, not interested. Don't even want to be on my deck in the morning. When I have my cup of coffee, get my mat out, I'm really happy to do my stretches bathed in the morning sun. There's a little gap between some trees and a house where that sun just hits at the right period of time. That makes me happy. Other than that, it ain't happening. I'm not going to do any stretching anywhere in my house. Ease out. We're going to do one last set of cobras and call it a day. On your front, breathe in, exhale. And down. Again. And down. And again. And down. Last time. Whoa! Wonderful. And there we have it, friends. Nimbly Bimbly has been completed again for another day. We are unmuted.
You're informative as always about the water.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Very interesting.
It's I learnt it from a kind of like a podiatrist fella who was talking to me about hydration protocols and how it's just utterly useless without a mobility protocol hand in hand at the same time. You have to do them both together. You've got to give the fluid somewhere to go. Makes sense.
It really makes sense. Like you, I've got kind of cranky knees and I've been trying to understand them. And you've given me a lot to think about because I'm not always good about mobility and I'm not always good about drinking water. And you've just given me good reason to be more diligent.
It's the quality of that synovial fluid will only improve if the space in the knee capsule has an opportunity to open. So regular stretching in all directions opens the capsule, and then through taking the knee through a full range of motion, it flushes more viscous synovial fluid into that space, which then helps to encourage more of a cushioned and lubricated area. So it's mobility, and then through that, then we can have fantastic strengthening protocols for the knee and surrounding that we do on the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It all goes hand in hand. The word that keeps hitting me more and more these days is balance.
Yeah.
I've not been good at balance in my life.
Yeah.
And so balance of everything is just of incredible importance.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Nigel.
Great, guys. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow for our last workout of the week. Cardio is cardio and some positive strength.
Okay, take care.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Bye.